In the last video, we talked about the best years of medical school, and this video, we're going to be talking about the worst years or worst moments of medical school. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Hillman here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a medical doctor in the Netherlands, originally from Cameroon, and I've been living in the country in the Netherlands for like eight and a half years right now. And I completed medical school in Maastricht University. And this video is a part of a series where I'm talking about my medical journey, hopefully giving others insights into how the journey can be for them to what they could expect, but also just documenting it for myself so I can look back in a few years and be able to reminisce on some of these moments. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So of course, I've already talked about year one and how that was one of the worst years of medical school. I dare say that was the worst year of medical school. But there's some other two moments as well which made med school really tough for me, and I'd like to talk more about those in this video. So the first one was COVID year. So it was 2020 and it started in 2018 when a family member died in September, and then in December the second family member died, and then in October of the next year the third family member died. And that was like losing three family members in the space of 1 year. And then also it was the third year of medical school, so I had to round off medical school. And then I had to do a lot of other stuff as well around bureaucracy of losing family members and then all those kind of things coming together. Year three was just and with the lockdown and COVID did not help. So year three was just very difficult year. Like the emotional process of it all, the physical lockdown and having to process all these things in lockdown, the support system being taken away with COVID and everything, and then finishing the third year, so finishing the bachelor's to graduate from the bachelor's, all those things put together just made that period like a very tough period for me. I literally had to like stop after year three and take like half a year break just so I could like process everything that happened over the last year, because that I felt like if I had continued immediately, it would not have been healthy for me in the long term, because I did not take the time, I did not have the time or space to process all these things. I had the honors program going, I had the honors plus program going, I had to finish the bachelor's, I had to graduate, I had to take really big courses. One of the last courses in year three I almost failed, and like that's a course you don't want to repeat because it's just a very difficult, a lot of stuff you have to study for it, and I'll have to repeat it later, which means I'll have forgotten half the stuff. So just a lot of stuff happening where after I finished and I graduated the bachelor's, I told myself I would not advise anyone I coach to continue given the circumstances that have happened over the last months. If I'm not going to advise someone to do that, why would I do that myself? And I feel like I was convicted by that, so I took a half year off and then I started again after half a year. So that was for sure one of the toughest moments of med school for me. And then another one was I had like a little burnout situation during surgery rotation towards the end of it. The surgery rotation is like a couple of weeks, and then the last weeks you spend at orthopedics in my situation. And the thing is, I was living in the hospital, so it's like you spend days on end without seeing daylight outside. So then I would go to that small room, do everything, sleep there, leave there, go to the library, then go for surgeries, then come back. And I was like a peripheral, like a satellite hospital. So it was very much you, the student, are assisting in a lot of surgeries, which for a lot of people is great because you get to see a lot, which I did get to see as well, and I love the experience. But it's just the other part of it is if you're not there, if you need a day off, they literally come hunting you. Like one day I took the morning off because I became very intentional with like taking some days off. I don't do 5 days a week rotations. I feel like that's just too much, where my life is not all about rotations. There's other things I like doing. So I always take like half a day off to work on the other things I'm passionate about and I like doing. And for some internships, they actually require you to take at least half a day off from rotation. So some rotations make that a requirement, others don't, but I just made it a requirement for myself. But then with that surgery rotation, if I take a morning off, then they see me at lunch, they're like, where were you in the morning? Mind you, normally if you're in a big hospital, academic hospital, no one will care. They'll barely even know you're there or you're not there. But with the satellite peripheral hospitals, they really are on your business. Like they need you to be there. They need you to assist them, which is great. It's great for your learning curve. But for me, it was just, sometimes it was like, this is just too much. And towards the end of it, when I was supposed to go to orthopedics, there was just a lot of stuff happening in my life with relationships and with just the pressure of the rotation and not getting so much energy from the rotation, but not having that much time to do other things. And then it was the first rotation for me, so it was like the adjustment as well was like, what can I do, what can I not do, and all these things just became like a lot for me. And I noticed at one point it was like 2-3 days where I was not feeling like leaving my room. And the thing is, they're common spaces, so like the toilet is shared, the bathroom is shared, the kitchen is shared, so you cannot really stay in your room the whole time and be self-sufficient. No, you need to leave your room. And every time I hear a voice, I'm just like, I don't want to go outside, like I don't want to go outside, I don't want to go outside. So like that really weighed down on me, and at some point I had to like travel for a few days and then come back and then like do the last weeks of the rotation because it was just a lot. So that also sticks out as one of the really difficult periods during my internship, but it was a pivotal one, it was a fundamental one, because from after that rotation I really realized how important it was to like take that day or half a day off for yourself. And for the rest of the rotations, I made that like a priority. Like in the beginning, I talked with my supervisor, listen, please, this is what I need to function. If I come to the hospital 5 days a week and half of those days I'm good for nothing, then it helps no one. It doesn't help you, it doesn't help my learning curve, we're wasting time. But if I take half a day off or a full day off, then I'm going to be functioning best during the other 4 days. And I think that works best for everyone. I learn more, I'm more useful in the hospital. It's a win-win situation. So I always discuss that with my supervisors, and a lot of them were okay. Like, I've not had one supervisor who was like, no, you cannot take the day off. And I feel like if you let your supervisor see that you're intentional about your learning process, you're not just being lazy or you want to escape responsibilities, most of them will understand. Most of my supervisors were always understanding about it. So I never really had difficulty with taking half a day off or a full day off. But that was something which, as a result of the surgery rotation and how difficult I had it then, I just went on to like really prioritize that half a day off or that full day off for my own mental sanity and clarity. So that was another really difficult moment. And the last moment which was really difficult for me was the last 2 months. Guys, I've never thought about stopping medicine or quitting medicine as much during the whole course of my studies, 6 years, as I thought about it in the last 2-3 months. So I finished school in February and I went to Ireland during the Christmas break before that, to the December before February. And everything was going well during my last rotation. Everything was going great. I was learning a lot. I felt like the colleagues were vibing. My supervisors were okay. And then I came back from Christmas vacation in January, and then everything just started like caving in. Like, everything just started crumbling. The relationship with my supervisor was not that great. Feedback I was getting at the rotation was not that great all of a sudden. And then I felt like I was stagnating with the progress I was making. And then I had presentations to give, but because of the vibe I was feeling, I could not really give the presentations well. As a result of which, that also gave me bad feedback. Guys, I felt like I was really fighting a spiritual battle the last months, because it was not normal that I felt so much resistance those last few months. And the thing for me is just the contrast was just so big, so stark. Like, before Christmas, it was great. Like, I was really enjoying it. And then all of a sudden, after Christmas break, it just started going downhill, south. Like, I was really scared I was not going to pass that rotation. And if I did not pass that rotation, I would not be able to graduate. So of course, that fear also added another layer of it, which you just don't want ideally. You don't want to be fear driven. But unfortunately, I at that point in time was fear driven. So I feel like I could have completed med school in a much more uplifting mode. I was really happy when I finished, because I was like, those last 2 months, I don't want to experience that again. But I feel like it would have been concluded in a more, light and jovial way, which unfortunately was not the case. But that definitely also stands out to me as some of the most difficult moments of med school. So all in all, those have been the most difficult or trying times I faced in med school. Of course, year 1, year 3 with the loss, year 3 as well, year 3, year 4 with starting rotations, and then last few months of medical school. So those were the most challenging moments for me. So that has been it for part 4 from the series. What were some of your most challenging moments of med school? Have you experienced challenging moments? Do you anticipate there are some things that could make med school very challenging for you if you were to experience them? I'm curious, what are some of your thoughts? What are some of your experiences? Feel free to let me know in the comment section. Hopefully we can engage each other and as well learn something from each other. But that has been it for this video, guys. Hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to stay updated with the coming videos. And until next time, stay blessed and peace.